Yo, what's up, bro? I just wanted to show you how I set up my college apartment to achieve my goals year after year. I just moved into a new apartment for my last year at UC Berkeley, and let's get into the exact setup of how I set up my room to achieve my goals. So, the first thing I have is the wall. Now, the wall is so important for keeping me accountable to making the daily actions that lead me to my big goals. And it also gives me clarity on what my goals are. So the reason I have it on a wall, so what do I mean by that? I have a habit tracker right here that lists out the habit. I just set this up last night. I just meditated, so that's why that's ticked off. I have a calendar that actually has the milestones that lead to the big goals that are over here, and I don't want to go more into my goals. The purpose of this video is showing you why it's so important that don't do this on Notion. Don't put your goals on your notes app or Notion. Put them on your freaking wall. Put your habit tracker. If you want to cultivate new habits like meditation to improve your mental health, so you're better in class, so you're better in relationships, so you're better in your business. If you want to cultivate habits like deep work, so you're doing high cognitive stretching work that moves the needle in your business and it's not just consuming podcasts and wasting hours in the day and you go to bed feeling like you didn't do any real work. You want to cultivate habits like lifting every single day, eating clean so you can lose fat, build more muscle, and build a physique that you're proud of, not just to be attractive to the opposite sex, but genuinely so that you move differently in every area of your life. Because when you get into elite shape, you carry yourself differently. If you want to hit the same bedtime every single night, if you want to read every single day, if you want to build your confidence, it comes with staying accountable with the habits. Because I promise you, the version of you that is consistently hitting the habits that are aligned with the identity you want, that is aligned with the goals you want to achieve, that person is going to destroy the person that's not accountable and not hitting the habits consistently, because it's the last 20% with consistency. let's say let's say you're consistent 15 days out of the 30 days. If I get you consistent for all 30 days, that makes a world of the difference, bro. So set up this habit tracker in your room. Don't use an app, because the thing is, if you're anything like me, you forget about it. Especially if you're doing deep work, you're not even on your phone that much. So to remind yourself to go on the phone, and I just hate technology for this, because your goals, your progress, you need to be obsessed with it, bro. In this day and age where there's so many distractions, especially if you're in college, your friends are gonna be talking about bakwas things like um some stupid thing that happened in the news to like freaking a sports team or Kylie Jenner, or they're just going to be talking about politics and stuff that doesn't serve you and your goals. So when other people say that, though, the mental fortress you need to build is your wall, your goals, your habit tracker, a statement like this: take the uncomfortable action now that serves 25-year-old Monet. When I see that every day when I wake up and I don't feel like meditating, I don't feel like getting out of bed, I feel like snoozing, I don't feel like going to lecture to learn, I don't feel like getting up to my desk and doing hard cognitive stretching, deep work that stretches my brain, when I don't feel like doing any of those things, I just look at that and I say, I'm taking the uncomfortable action now that serves 25-year-old Monet. And if you want to know what real self-love looks like, it's that. It's doing the action right now that's uncomfortable, that you need to do, that's, and setting that expectation that this is going to suck, but then knowing that that task is going to serve your future self. And the beauty of it, bro, you start to love it. You start to love waking up, because every day I tick off the habits, every day I make progress towards my goals, every day I'm on this goal, mastering myself, my learning is a day that I would much rather live than a day where I'm just enjoying the comforts of the modern world and I'm not progressing my business, I'm not building, I'm not creating something. Any day of the week I would choose a day where I'm working on my goals. But the struggle is, you're ambitious and you want to work on your goals, but you can't seem to stay consistent. You can't seem to have that motivation in the morning. You feel lethargic. I'm telling you, bro, the biggest thing is changing your college apartment setup and your environment so that it's aligned with who you want to be. Every time I've had this setup, I've achieved crazy goals, and when I haven't, I became complacent. That's how powerful this is. I built a $10,000 per month business in 6 months at 19 by doing this exact same setup in my second year college apartment. I took a gap semester during my second year of college. I set this up 6 months later. In fact, 3 months later, I hit 5K per month on my birthday. 6 months later, I hit 10K per month. It's the same way I got straight A's in my hard, challenging, artificial, intelligent operating systems signals processing classes last semester at UC Berkeley, and it's how I'm gonna do it again. Again, the goals I have don't matter. I'm giving you the system though to master your goals, and there's so much more to this. I'm gonna get into other videos on how I plan the night before. This is also a part of my routine. I have this deep work scoreboard. What that does is it makes doing deep work fun. Every time I section out, every month I section out, I make a paper and I section out 4 weeks, and I try to see how much deep work I can do in that week, and I try to beat last week. You need to gamify these things, bro. Because the truth is, we don't get, if you're on the path like this, you don't get dopamine now from scrolling TikTok. You don't get dopamine now from gossiping about other people to your friends and complaining and criticizing. You don't get dopamine from eating sugar. But what you do get dopamine for now, if you live this type of lifestyle, is your work. And that's the best dopamine to get, because the truth is, we are the happiest when we're fulfilled by our work, when we get up and we're excited to move forward on a project and our mission. That's what humans are meant to be. We're not meant to be these scrolling goblins that are just mindlessly consuming and mindlessly talking and have nothing, and we're not learning anything deep. You need to be stretching your brain. You need to be learning. You need to be working on your goals and your mission. And if you want the full system and help on how to set your own goals, how to set up something like this in your own apartment, and every single system I use to cultivate a deep work habit to build confidence daily, click the link below. I created a whole system that I wish someone gave me from the beginning of my entrepreneurship journey, of my academic journey, that would have allowed me to get straight A's way sooner, that would have allowed me to hit 10K per month way sooner. Because when you set up your goals the right way, and you set them the right way, and you break them down into milestones the right way, and you find the 80/20 tasks that actually make progress towards them, bro, it's a wrap. And then you set up your environment to be conducive to that new identity and those goals. How will you not achieve them? How will you not make progress? And this is a big takeaway. Life is not all about setting and achieving goals, but I will tell you this: a life where you do maximize your potential in every area, from your mental health, your physical health, to your financial health, to your learning, whatever you want to become a master in, that is a life worth living than one just drifting, bro. Just drifting is terrible. I'm not saying you need to achieve all this material wealth and success by setting these goals. That's not my intention. My intention here is to be present, and these things allow me to be present too. If you're a person of faith, you know that you should be present and knowing what the reality of life is, which is there's something way bigger than you. And you can do that while having goals. In fact, I argue you will be able to do that more because you'll have more mental bandwidth. You'll understand what it's like to create something and build something, and it'll force you to be more present. And then you have this mindset that there's a higher power doing all this in the first place. But this higher power never called us, and isn't something that just scrolls and drifts. Okay? It's if you want to be the same person you are right now when you're 30, this video is not for you. Don't do this. But I promise you, bro, if you're the type of guy that in his 30s wants to have amazing financial health, physical health, that's what I'm aiming to be. I'm 21 right now. I'm so grateful for my younger self doing this. My future self is going to be so grateful for me doing this right now, banishing distractions and focusing and locking in. If that's you, bro, click the link below. I'll give you the full system, and I can't wait to see you win, my guy. Peace out.